So they definitely want to keep the same bans because they know that's one of his favorite champions. Like I said, making team plays is what he's all about. We saw him go Kennen last game, but he built so tanky.
Yeah.
He was Zanya's and then right into Rylai's Crystal Scepter. So he's very, HP and defensively oriented. So even on Kennen, he was trying to play that same, team support role.
I feel like he bought the Warmogs too that game. Like he was basically.
You feel like he did?
I mean. Was I correct or not? You have the scoreboard right there.
We confirm.
Yes, I did do that one correctly. Good. I mean, I looked at the scoreboard and saw it, and I'm great. And he was basically Malphite with Lightning Rush. It was great. So, Rumble, Zac banned away, Twisted Fate, and Zed banned by Velocity against eHamdo. So they are really respecting that mid lane here.
Yeah, you saw what happened last time. They gave eHamdo Twisted Fate. Not like a lot of people expect the Twisted Fate engage at the beginning. Oh, he teleports in to gold card somebody, then Zanya, so that my team can catch up. He was playing it as a secondary engage to pick off someone after the team fight had already started, and a reinitiation, which was just really well executed. And definitely have to give props to him. You can see the ban right there. They're definitely going to give him respect.
Of course, they're going to have to though. And this time though, without that champion here, it looks like the Salazar really wants the Thresh pick up there. It worked really well in ArcZ/ last time, and it seems to be the #1 pick after these guys are dropped out.
Yeah, I mean, it was just because Draven, Maple Street Draven, that's why they lost the lane last time. You have to really expect the very early all-in, especially when you're on blue side. So now the tables will have turned, and Maple Street won't be having that early advantage unless they switch him up to the top side.
Okay, so that is going to be Thresh locked in, and immediately the brothers here for Velocity, the double ultimates for Nectin and Nasus.
I love those Bash brothers. Anytime you get that double pick coming out early, you're going to look for more CC on the Salad Bar, more kiting potential, because the range on the ultimates actually isn't very that long, isn't very far. It's only 350. Or 375, and that's basically, like double your auto attack range.
Yeah.
So if you can kite them and stay away, then you avoid so much of the magic damage that comes out from those ultimates.
And that's going to be what they're going to look for here. So the Salad Bar, they've got 20 seconds left to make their choices and add something else to the mix. They've got Thresh so far. They're going to look for a little something else right there. And they're just indecisive right here, and they've got every lane open for themselves.
So they don't have the same options of last time. With the Twisted Fate, but if they wanted more globals, they do have, Karthus and Shen available still. So they could go with, they're going double global here with a teleporting Karthus. What would be really fun if we saw the return of the Revive Karthus, because that was something that actually started in normal games and then completely took over the ranked ladder, and people were just going crazy with that. It had to be, toned down a little bit.
That was fun. They were a lot of fun to play. And now Velocity Esports, they've been actually very quick in their pickups here. They've got the Kale, we've seen her mid, we've seen her support, and we have seen, and now we've got Twitch as well for Maple Street.
Right. You can save one person from that Karthus ultimate with a Kale. It'll probably be on that Twitch fairly early, because we talked about the effectiveness of that pet rat in a ball, just spraying and praying all over. And the only really answer for that is trying to lock him up with CC, because it's going to block all the damage, but you can still actually stun that target and keep him locked down for the duration. So it's going to be a lot of pressure here onto Salad Bar. Again, they're going to go with the AoE stuns here from Kennen, actually pretty effective, especially against the single targets.
Well, it's interesting as well because, what Dyra said about Velocity was that Maple Street is the backbone there. This team is indeed built to defend him. Salvar have locked in their last two champions. DKBnet going to reprise his role there on Varus and also Thresh. So 4 of the 5 champions actually the same from last game.
Salad Bar are pretty confident in those champions.
Yeah.
And you don't see the difference in gold in-game. So they were feeling confident even when they were behind in gold, because the objectives were being taken by Velocity. But, that doesn't really show on the scoreboard here for Salva. All they were seeing was, hey, we just got 5 kills. Whoa, we just got another bunch of kills. They were just riding high the whole time. And they were able to turn that momentum into, game-winning pushes at the end. So they're very confident in the picks that they had. And a lot of the time, when you have a mid laner with a very few CC abilities, and you see the picks like, Varus and stuff coming out to add CC from different areas on the map.
All right, so the last few picks have gone through. Of course, again, we saw the Salbar lineup. Velocity Esports have added Lux to their group, so both teams are here. Kobe, look at these lineups. Right, you talked a little bit about Protect the Twitch and the Bash Brothers, but what are these teams about here?
Every time I see that Lux picked up, I'm just like, yes, we're going to wait to see if there's any picks that can be 100%. And if Karthus is not careful and doesn't build, some magic resist or a little extra life, then the best thing that can happen for Velocity is bursting down a Karthus 100% to 0 while he's away from your team, just the best feeling in the world, because you don't have to worry about his team fight. He's not going to blow his Requiem early, and it's really the thing you're going to have to look at most against this Velocity team are those picks. Because not only the Lux, but also the sneaky Twitch, the only AD that really gets going for those assassinations when he levels up his ambush.
All right, we'll see what that happens. Of course, guys, we are here into Game 2. The Salad Bar, they're up 1-0. They're a win away from facing Marn for the second LCS spot up for grabs in a best-of-5. But, of course, they still have to get through Velocity. Velocity, it's a best-of-3. They're down 0-1. They need to pull it back and pull it to Game 3. We'll see if they can do it. We're into the game. Once again, Salad Bar in blue, Velocity in red. Let's get it going.
This time around, we'll have to see if eHamda actually starts dying when he goes aggressive, because we saw him go super aggressive last game, and that was Twisted Fate. Karthus is pretty much the perfect mage for this type of playstyle, where he can just go in, then make use of his passive, still get off damage even after he dies in the rest of the team. And we did actually compare them to the old TSM as well, in which Karthus was one of Reggie's favorites, and he had a very similar playstyle as well. So this really fits along the same lines here, and I don't think we'll see any new faces from Salad Bar.
I mean, they have a similar tag. It could be Team Solo Bot if they really wanted to. But
Exactly.
For what it's worth, they are going to, looks like it's going to be Velocity switching these lanes up a little bit. So they're the one with the Solo Bot, actually. They're going to send most likely Chris down there. Actually, well, Chris is in the mid right here, but they're sending their AD carrying support up to the top lane, camping in this Tri-Brush. But there's nothing from Salad Bar really running into them right here.
Velocity, again, very, very defensive warding here. They really just want to blanket the whole river, all the invades covered. We've got wards down on bottom, and then they've got the human wards up in the top Tri-Bush. This could be a delayed invade on the blue side, which actually would not result in a pick. It would be a blue steal probably, because we do have the red side start for Ghost Zero.
Okay, so 4 are up there. There's actually, you mentioned the blue steal is a very big possibility here, and they're making the way down the map at 138. They check into this brush, they don't see a person, they're going on down.
So the dangerous part here could be if Salad Bar are planning on feeding this blue buff early to eHamda, and they're just going to try and solo it, then they would definitely get caught out. But if they're just trying to lead it for their jungler, they won't actually lose too much here. It's just a blue steal, not quite as big as what could have happened.
All right, so that will just be the free blue grab. Great job here by Velocity and being allowed to solo that one out and pick up the blue. Of course, Chris had already been sent down to the bottom lane. That would be top laner for Velocity.
And now what you always look for after a blue steal, and Salad Bar knowing that it was a blue steal, is an answer back. So the typical play here would be for Shinshao to go for a counter blue steal, since they have their AD and support bottom, have Thresh help him out, and go answer back with that one. That's why I said, just getting a blue steal out of that invade wasn't too big. Looks like they are going for the normal play here, and gonna get it pretty much uncontested.
There we go. Ghost Zero and ArcZ Slash gonna grab that one away. So despite all the early fanciness, pretty much completely equal here between the Salad Bar and Velocity Esports. You're seeing a slight gold lead right now for Salad Bar because of eHamda in the mid lane, but we'll see if that washes away pretty soon.
Yeah, so a little bit planned out here for Velocity, but they didn't have any more steps to follow up. Sometimes you'll see teams say, okay, we're going to expect, blue invade here. Chris does get leashed, but they let him off, throw that one back. They're looking for fish, not crocs.
Indeed, they are not. So instead, it's just him getting zoned out right here. Only 2 minion kills here for Chris. Not the best start for him, but what can you expect in 1 versus 2, really? As DKB and ArcZ Slash just keep trying to do stuff right here. Minions just falling over. Valorose, level 3, taking a little bit of punishment from eHamda, but otherwise, these guys seem pretty safe.
Some yelling here coming from the teams as we have Ghost Zero just trying to help out this top. He's going to try and clear minion waves, help him out here. because they want to keep up this turret as long as possible. Oh, there it is, the teleport up top.
He's going to look for it. Here it comes onto Evaniscus. Look at the knockups there. He has nowhere to go. First blood picked up for eHamda. Steals it away with a single skill, but in the bottom, it is Chris and NK Inc. looking for DKBnet. They're looking to try to answer this one back. The flash comes in. Oh, the barrier. I don't know if Chris can quite pick it up. He holds him back as well. The flame from Arcz Slash. Would you believe that? He zaves DKBnet. And there we go, just 1-0 for the salad bar.
Oh, eHamda making moves early. You don't expect the global pressure from Karthus to come out this early in the game here. He actually teleports up and they go for a dive on top.
The top lane, Maple Street is alone, but he cleanses the Ignite and stealths away. Now, will he survive? He runs for the brush up at the top lane. Hirshin is nearby.
Man.
He's on the wrong side of the brush. The thing is, there's a ward there as well. There is everything, and that's a kill picked up. Nice job, Hirshin.
One dead rat. So even though bottom did not get the kill with the gank from NK Inc., they got so much tower pressure here. The Bash Brothers might even take this one down.
Wow, this could be pretty massive. Of course, last game Velocity did start out with a heck of a lot of turret kills. It did not quite turn into a win, but we'll see if they can accelerate this game here.
Duo lane does get back in time to save this one. And they have some bush wards coming up here, but we still have Chris and NK Inc. Satan in the bush.
And they do pull in Chris. He's going to dash forward. Look for the stun on top of the Wither. A lot of damage onto Varus, still pushing him back. Look at that. He's at a 300 health already. And Velocity says, all right, that was great. Let's just walk back.
Yeah, nice little Q chunk right there. The key is that if you're in Spirit Fire, you do still get that massive armor shred. That's 30 armor shredded off here since it's level 3. Those hits going to take off pretty big chunks here, and it just works so well with Renekton too because he packs all of that AD damage as well. Okay,
so we're watching Valorose in the mid lane, just trying to farm up. To compare those two, it's 29-31, so the lane itself is actually pretty close. The difficulty is that eHamda had that first blood from the teleport gank. The rest of the lanes, though, they're going to be interesting as well as we look. You know, Chris has not had a great time in that 1 vs 2, only 11 minions.
I love how they set up that early gank there for eHamda too to get him that first blood. The solo top laner places a ward in the side bush. How often does that? That's something that's relatively new here. We haven't seen that a lot. And they make great use of that teleport. Spot on with the wall and lay waste really rewarded eHamda there. And a great early start for Karthus is always a bad thing, as we see 3 members just going to shove off this bottom and get a lot of damage on this one.
It's going to be a lot of pain indeed. I just love how beautiful that ward was. So many people love to sit outside that wall and expect the Tri-Brush ward, but completely mind game it. Well played there by Chris and NK Inc. And they're just going to move in onto DKBnet. Remember though, guys, eHamda on Karthus is level 6.
That makes so much sense too, to put the ward there, because once they're in that Tri-Bush, it doesn't really matter if they're still sitting there, as long as you know they got in.
Instead, they're going to move in onto Ghost Zero. A lot of punishment there. The chain comes across NK Inc. Leashes the dog pretty nicely, but NK Inc. does break free, and they're still not in range yet of Requiem, but I'm going to guess that Valorose is called out. Guys, by the way, eHamda is level 6. Don't get caught.
Yes, Lux as well, level 6, but she would have to roam, you know, about halfway down that river if she wanted to get off her laser. Just trying to put the pressure on eHamda instead, and now they actually go aggressive.
They are going to pop on in. The ult comes out from NK Inc. Here comes the damage up, but here comes Requiem as well. Will it be enough? NK Inc. is going to go down, and now Chris is forced to run away. This could be bad for him. Gets played. Oh, 2 kills picked up. Ghost Zero is going to like that one. 4-0 here for the salad bar.
That's really the nerves that Darius was talking about. Chris and NK Inc. getting desperate there because their turret's so low. They wanted to make their moves with the ultimates that they just got, and it was like you said, they didn't take into account the Karthus ultimate, that one making them pay. eHamda off to an amazing start here. 2 more assists added on to that first blood.
So he's got Tear the Goddess and working towards the Catalyst as well. The Salvar going for a Dragon off of those kills. The shield coming out as well from Arcz Slash to keep everyone nice and healthy. And this is going to be maybe theirs because they've got to be careful. Valorose is nearby.
He's enough to scare them off too, because look how their ward coverage is lacking at this point. They don't know what other members of Velocity could be there. So they don't take the chance. They don't have to. They back off of this one. And they're just going to leave the Dragon up for a little bit longer, which actually means that this top turret might go down before they're able to grab that objective, because Maple Street doing some pretty good work on it.
So let's actually take a look at this lane a little bit more in depth, right? Dara said that the AD carry, this Twitch here, that's the backbone of this team. He's got 64 minion kills, which is tied for first place in the game. He's got 2,400 gold so far. how much can they just hold on the Twitch for this game, or do they need to do something else to control it?
Well, it looks like both teams going to focus on him as they send Karthus up here. Double AP top. The ultimate is available for Kennen too. He could lightning rush on this one.
The Wall of Pain, the stealth, the exhaust comes out. Maple Street does get caught by the stun, cleanses away, and is still trying to run. His stealth has timed out. Can Hirshin find one more stun there? He's got 2 procs of the lightning, and no, he will run away. So burns cleanse and flash, burns the ultimate away from Hirshin.
Good job by Hirshin. He doesn't have to waste his flash either, so they still have that one. And since you sent eHamda up to that top, gives them the pressure down here in the Dragon, so they're going to go for this one.
And it's going to be almost free, maybe. Chris is coming up from below, spots them out. 1 versus 3 right here. Bit of damage coming across. Pops actually wants to go in onto Arc's Slasher here. Look at the damage output there. Chris just solos him right there. And now GK Beanit's in a really bad spot. Pops his ult. And King actually fighting the Dragon as well as the enemy team, but picks up the Dragon kill. And Chris finds another one. Double kill there for Velocity Esports. And now eHamda gets light binded. This could be so good for VES. More damage on Karthus. Hamda falls over. Chris with a triple kill.
So they're trying to be sneaky there and put the focus in lane, show up top, and then just grab that Dragon while Velocity were unawares. But Chris smells something afoot, gets in there, rewarded with a triple kill plus Dragon, not bringing Velocity back into the game, bringing them ahead of TSB.
That was absolutely beautiful, and there we go. The second backbone seems to have been grown here for Velocity. The land jitters are gone. He's like, guys, backs against the wall. Man moded up. Beautifully picked up your Vile Rose as well in the mid lane, looking to pick down a turret kill. That's going to happen as well. Chris with the assist. Ghost here now just saying, well, I can grab a lizard, guys.
And you have to say, you know, you've mentioned it a couple times about the Maple Street being the backbone, where Darius was saying, he is a beast right now. He's just farming an overdrive. He's got 84, completely just outdistancing the DKB net here. And they've been repeated ganking up there. They've been trying to send, you know, eHamda. They've been sent anyone who they can spare to pressure that Twitch, but he's still getting the CS he needs to be that late game threat.
He is going to be threatening. NK Inc. is going to just try to hold on to the mid lane here in the meantime. The ward swept away. DKB in it with 25 free gold for that one. Nice job there, Varus. He's actually farming out some rays for now. So we reset the game, and let's look at turrets and map objectives here for team fights, because Dragon's gone for a while. But we're starting to lose outer turrets. Who makes moves here?
It's going to have to be TSB, I think. They still feel like they have the upper hand because they've got the extra kill. Even though they are behind in gold right now, they're really the aggressive team. And we said that that's their playstyle. They stick to it. And so they'll probably be trying to make more moves here. They want to make use of the double AP global, AoE ultimates here. Kennen plus Karthus on your team, even if you are ahead, that's so much AoE damage. That's going to be difficult for Velocity if TSB are able to get the positioning that they want with those AoEs.
Okay, so right now it's just 2 versus 2 in the bottom lane. We haven't seen this pretty much all game as far as I can tell, but they're going to fight this one heads up right here. Ward in the brush is going to spot where Velocity are standing, but at the same time, Ghost Zero is slinking in the shadows down there. Oh no, it's going to be Chris going in on Hirshin. There comes the Wither as well. Ult comes off from Hirshin. Can he get away from this one? Down to half health right here. Requiem comes by as well. Chris a little bit afraid, but barely takes any damage from that one. He's going to walk right back in, but Maple Street to the bottom half. There is that Ghost Zero just slinking in right there. Finding the kill. Hirshin still trying to run away. Wither still coming across. Flash away from Kennen. They're trying to look for the stun. Can they find it? Chris finds more damage, but not a kill.
So it is. It's TSB making the moves there. They use the ultimate here from eHamda to get that one down bottom, and some great escapes here from Hirshin. I thought that he was in a sticky situation when Chris stunned the first lightning rush, so he didn't get to make use of the extra mobility, but unable to follow it up. A great use of the ultimate for his stuns, and then delaying that flash to finally get out here by Hirshin.
So now in the bottom lane, TSB making a couple of moves, doing a few hundred damage to that turret, but they're now forced to run away. The rest of Celebar actually moving in to try to surround them. Vile Rose coming from the left-hand side.
Yep, they try to take the inside track, but too much velocity here. Kale catches him out, and Vile Rose in a sticky spot.
This is not good for him at all. The ult had come off from Varus as well, but he rejoins his team. The ult comes across DKB net. Barriers it actually late. That's going to time out, but they're going to go back in. Vile Rose forced a flash away from Ghost Zero. Here comes eHamda. This could be a real fight right here of 4 versus 4. Nope, everyone's going to back out.
Missing that wall means there's no CC left. TSB have nothing to follow this one up. Both parties disengage, and they'll leave their Kennen just pushing on this top turret. and they're going to try and buy him enough time to get the pressure on it.
Okay, so 1 minute and 50 seconds until Dragon. The gold only 600 apart. This game very, very close right here. Flowers with the blue buff. Where are they going to go next?
So Hondo making a low move over there because they were in the lower side, and he knows that the blue buff is up right now. But since they don't have a smite or anything, he's not going to be able to steal that one away. Layway's pretty good at stealing buffs, so I have to say as well, though. It's the single target damage on that one. It's quite impressive.
Okay, so the blue buff just coming out here from Honda had his own, of course. He'll be respawning in about 2 minutes then. DKBnet still farming down in the bottom half. See where they can go for this one as Evaniscus and Virals hold onto the mid lane. And right now these guys are they're actually just holding lanes right now. We've got still a minute until Dragon shows up. Who does win the inevitable Dragon fight?
Well, we talked about it so many times how TSB are the aggressive ones in this game, and the only reason they've stopped or paused really quick here is because the ultimate for Honda was down. Now that it's back up, again, they've got that global threat, and Chris actually might be fighting himself into a little bit of a sticky situation up top here as Maple Street tries to come up, and the Lightning Rush, another free escape for Kennen.
Oh, nice job right there. Hirshin keeping himself at 0 deaths right here in this game. A great effort by him. And here we go, 27 seconds now on Dragon. The impending fight is looming closer. Vile, Rose, and Hamda are going to be fighting heads up. And the interesting thing is, blue buff will not, I don't think it'll be up in time for Hamda by the time the Dragon fight starts. Is that a big worry that Karthus runs out of mana here?
It's really the only worry when you are Karthus is because if you run out of mana, it's the only time where your DPS drops really low. It'll actually go down to almost 0 because the auto attacks there from Karthus, not very intimidating. But he's got half a pool of mana here. It should be enough for the next Dragon fight. TSB definitely have the upper hand when they're grouped up in a pit right here because of those double AoE magic ults that we were talking about. And they have the potential to kite the Chris and NK Inc. Bash Brothers. So if they're able to stay out of range of those ultimates, then they definitely have the upper hand as far as magic damage is concerned. If Velocity start this one up and pile themselves in this compact Dragon Pit, they're in a really perfect position for the ultimates to take effect, and it looks like, just kidding.
Yeah, Salabar
just buy some items instead.
No,
they don't want to fight this one.
I mean, the poke from Valorose was so good. I mean, you saw him blue buff, uprooted Athene's Unholy Grail, just poke, really crushed the health bars down. And you know, great job by Velocity. Their sort of pokiness actually really worked out well for them here. So the Salabar now, they're forced to sort of be the ones hiding away and looking for a late game on Karthus or something. So, you know, with the Salabar now suddenly the ones who were afraid, I mean, like last game they were winning all the fights. They're up in kills, now they're afraid. What do they do here?
Well, like you said, Vile Rose with the poke there, he's gone with the kind of shotgun approach instead of the sniper rifle. He's got that Athene so he can throw out more combos, more light bindings to try and grab somebody, but he doesn't have his death cap rush, so the power's not quite there to finish someone off when he does catch them. It's really an interesting trade-off, really just a play style decision right there. And if they do get someone out like that, you know, they were rewarded with a global objective, so you don't always have to finish off the person. And it actually brings them ahead in the global gold here. So still extremely even right now. Like Darius said, you know, this one going to be a toss-up.
All right, so let's get ourselves back into that item, the item game a little bit more, because we start to see some more differentiation. So Varus, DKBnet, he's rushed a Bloodthirst, he did that last game as well, but a new build here from Maple Street, he's actually going for the Infinity Edge early on.
You definitely want to prioritize the large damage crits when you're on Twitch, because that's how you just take out the teams in the late game here, and that's where he really shines with his spray and pray, when he's able to hit multiple people. And it also gives him that range that he needs to stay out of the very dangerous Karthus and Kennen AoEs. So he's going to really rely on that one to really kill Karthus before Karthus is able to get into the team. It's really what Velocity are hoping for here. You know, either a light binding or at least the slows from Twitch. It's going to be really a nice kite game here to decide who is going to be able to take out the next team fight.
There's actually something else I want to bring up as well, because they've got Nasus. Now, this is the 3.6 patch, so Wither does have less attack speed slow now compared to 3.5. It's the live patch. You guys are all playing on it at home. So even with Wither, DKBnet has not run Cleanse. normally I see that so often when you fight a Nexus, to run cleanse on an AD carry to remove that wither. Is that going to hurt him a lot, or is it okay now after the nerf?
Well, you know, it definitely does. It still reduces your attack speed by a ridiculous amount. So you don't want to ignore that one. But, you know, cleanse can be, you know, just one and done. And if he decides to go with a Quicksilver Sash next, then it's an equal trade-off right there. And you can have that one up for the team fight at least. Plus, VES, he's more caster-oriented than auto-attack-oriented than some of the ADs. You know, he still wants to get those passive procs for his Blighted Quiver, but it's not going to hurt him quite as much as it's going to hurt more other AD carries. He can still get off a really good burst, even with attack speed slowed.
Alright, so DKBNet making the choice for barrier there. We're seeing Velocity Esports trying to strangle out the map and playing almost standard lanes at this point.
So another thing that's very interesting to me is that we have no Aegis of the Legion very early here from Velocity, since I keep talking about the magic damage that's all here from Salad Bar. The AoE magic resistance aura would be a huge boon to the entire team if they can get that one up early. And I believe that the team fights are going to be really up in the air until Velocity actually decide to grab that item.
Okay, but they are looking for the bottom lane though instead, and they'd actually just backdoor the turret down. NK Inc. finds that one for himself. Chris in a little bit of trouble against Hiroshima, but walks away from that one. Hamda, though, in the mid lane is happily almost split pushing. You can't even call it a split push, but no one's fighting against him. He might just answer this turret.
Yeah, and Karthus is actually a really strong tower pusher. Ooh, he does flash, but he still gets caught.
A lot of damage coming off the laser hits as well. Hamda so low on health, and Chris just finds that kill right there. Hirshin in a bad place as well. Requiem comes across. Will they do enough damage? The shutdown comes out from Hirshin, but NK Inc. looks to try to equalize so low on health. This Kennen trying to run. The Wither slowing him down. There's the E. Spirit Fire grabs the kill, and the Bash Brothers take it 2 for 1.
Great pickup here for Velocity. Now they're the ones on the move. They're going to push down this middle while they have a split push NK Inc. up top. So there probably won't be another objective off of that, even though, you know, they get the 2 for 1 trade. That's great. They don't really gain much advantage as far as map objectives are concerned.
Okay, so the game right now, 2,500 gold. Velocity Esports are leading. They're looking for that game 3, and they're getting their way toward it. Now, last game, we actually had Velocity leading for the first maybe 15 minutes or so, and then Salbar just turned it on in team fights and won over and over. Do you see the same thing happening here, or Velocity in control?
It could very well happen here because of the team fighting potential from Salvar's makeup. We've mentioned it way too many times. And the lack of that Aegis of the Legion that I was talking about actually going to hurt Velocity. So definitely they still have the potential, even though they are behind in gold. We saw them pull it out just last game, and just really go on a run there with the next few objectives. 40 seconds on Dragon means that this one is going to be the next point of potential. We still have Kennen just constantly split pushing up top though, so if they do go to contest this Dragon, they'll be without that secondary AoE magic damage ultimate, and it's just going to be Hamda trying to assert his will.
Okay, so NK Inc. is actually the jungler sent up to the top lane actually to split up against Hirshin. You know, last game we had a lot of split pushing, right? We had the globals from Twisted Fate, the global from Shen. We had a lot of split pushing. People try to time their cooldowns against each other. Hamda this time around has teleport. And so he could actually go solo something and then show up to a team fight. Are we going to see Karthus split push this game?
That's what I was talking about when he was on mid lane. He's actually really strong at taking down towers because he can clear waves really effectively with his abilities while auto-attacking the tower, and you get so much extra tower damage from AP that you don't have to be, you know, an AD champion to be able to melt those ones down. The free dragon does go to Velocity because of that split pushing Kennen top, and they're really just making this trade over and over, sort of unlike Salad Bar right now. Not really looking for the fights. They're looking for the Karthus to scale up, and now they go for the engage. After the Dragon's already down, they do catch out Evanescus.
Find a lot of damage. Evanescus is forced to flash away, still saving his Kale ultimate though. Oh, the snipe from DKBNet finds 1 for nothing, but there comes Maple Street. He's actually forced to cleanse and flash away, but there comes NK Inc. in the back line. He is alone though. The snipe comes out, they find the AD carry, and now can Nasus run away. Looks like Chris is gonna come in to clean up right here. Hirshin running towards the front right there on Kennen. Pops Zonius. Maple Street in the back, but he's gonna fall, actually gonna pick up the kill on Ghost Zero. Hirshin tries to find it. No, he will not though. And this is looking so good for Velocity right now. The Salad Bar forced to run away with their tail between their legs as Chris chases them away.
Good play there by Velocity. I have to say Maple Street done a great job on the outside, staying away for just long enough for Ihamda to finish him off the Requiem.
Yeah, the Requiem does take him out. Beautiful job. So 3 for 3 actually overall. The team fight went equal, but Velocity, because they sort of went 3 for 3 better, they take the turret down.
Yeah, it's kind of like last time where, you know, Chris is left standing and he has control of the map. So they take down a turret after the fight, coming out ahead eventually. They do search for a blue buff steal because that's so important to both of these mid laners. It's not going to be there though. Icing on the cake, not going to go to Velocity. And the Salad Bar still have a great chance because Karthus is gone. You know, he went the 2 early scaling items and he's just finished off his Seraph's Embrace. So he's now going to get so much more ability power for this mana heavy build that he's actually running.
Okay, we'll see how that pans out. So Salad Bar are just trying to hold on. Again, you mentioned that late game scaling Karthus is going to be great. He's going to have to try to battle up against late game Twitch though. That backbone Maple Street here. And let's take a look at minion kills. We've looked at items a fair bit, right? The IH coming through, all that's fun stuff. But minion kills equal gold. And let's take a look at the breakdowns here. You've got a lot of really rich guys on both sides.
Well, you always have Karthus farming very hard, but Karthus with teleport even more should be on top of the minion kills. And you can see right there, 227 means that he's gotten exactly what he's wanted. Meanwhile, you point out the infinity edge of Twitch early is really the key here for Velocity. That's really what's packing the punch. And Vile Rose, no slouch either. He went with the very early Athene so that he could pull out multiple picks, but now he's packing the punch with that death cap, and he'll be looking to finish off whoever he does grab.
All right, well, right now the mid lane is the target right here. DK BNet taking a bit of punishment, but they find the turret here. So now 2 for 4. Salad Bar still down in turrets. We're trying to hold on. NK Inc. finds the slow onto Ihamda. A knockback from Chris. Here comes Hirshin into the battle as well. Hamda still in the front lines. Here comes the battle. Chris just diving all the way in. Can they get the damage they need? The laser comes across. A lot of damage here across. It's Chris still in the front line. Maple Street gets ulted and he's trying to survive, but he's just getting jumped on right here by Ihamda. They find that kill as Hirshin is up there. Ghost Zero still in the back lines, getting dived on by Velocity. And you just have 2 separate fights on all sides. DK Bina is alive. Vile Rose, though, not in a good place. And just these chaotic battles as Hirshin cleans one up. 3 for 3 again in the fight.
Both dives were successful there, taking out the AD, or taking out as much as they could. Maple Street did get the ultimate from Evanescus, but he eventually went down to the Hirshin and Ihamda. AP dive. Chris cutting off Hirshin in this one. They actually might not go even. They're going to try and finish off the Yordle.
Wow, Hirshin flashes away. He did land the 1 stun, but he was forced to run away. So Chris, I mean, he was the catalyst for the 3 for 1 plus Dragon. He was one of the dive buddies in that last fight. He forced the flash away from Hirshin. And we talk so much about Maple Street, but Chris is literally and figuratively on fire.
Dyrus said that he was usually a lot more manly, and he definitely heard him and he stepped up this game. The dive was really strong by both him and NK Inc., but you have to shout out Arxy Slash for the peel. Him and Ghost Zero sacrificed their lives. They did everything possible to let DKB Net get away, but DKB Net was already so low that he could not return to the fight. So the sacrifice was a little bit in vain there, and they ended up going even once again. You can tell how close these games are, even with the gold lead usually for Velocity. We're seeing again TSB. They're still able to pull their own weight there. And Ihamda definitely doing some work. He's going for the death cap next. So once that happens, he's going to multiply all the other AP that he does have, and he'll press that 400 mark.
So I have a question for you. So Needless Large Rod builds into both death cap and Zonia's. We saw him use Zonia's beautifully last game. Is that also a potential for him, or is he really just going for the AP stat?
It is a potential because you can use that and then you'll die after that as well. But you're not mobile for that time, and he really actually needs to get out the damage. So he already really has sort of an answer for the staying in the team by being able to with his passive. He's probably going to want the extra power from a death cap here. Stunning out Chris is a good start to try and chunk him low. If you're able to chunk the tanks low before the fight, that means the dive is going to be a lot less successful.
Maple Street starts out, puts down the ulti as well, but doesn't find really enough damage on Arxy Slash. The ult comes up in Ihamda. Wow! The shield's keeping him in a decent spot right here. The ult coming out from Varus, actually catching pretty much everyone on Velocity. They're all taking turns getting rooted. Finally, they all stop at that point. And not too much happened then in the end from DKBinet's ultimate as Salabar continues to wave clear mid.
Yeah, the ultimate now going to be down for this next team fight around Baron. As Velocity are trying to force out a bad move from Salabar here, taking out the vision. And they want Salabar to come to them. All the ultimates are ready here, and the chase begins from Velocity.
This could be rough. DKBinet needs to kind of show up from the side. Arcee Slash trying to knock back, but there comes Maple Street. Here comes the ultimates from everyone, and the battle has begun. Maple Street has been ulted, is not taking much damage. Ghost Zero knocks him back. Maple now exhausted and falls down first in the battle. Now Chris is in the middle. Hirishin low. They're trying to find kills on the backside. Karthus falling over, but here comes Requiem. This could be bad for Velocity. Only Vile Rose is now alive. Oh, he gets one kill. He's going to force back Ghost Zero. DKBinet manning up for this one. Can he kill off Vile Rose? The shields are still there. Tries to snipe. Gets it. Triple kill for DKBinet.
Good, nice light binding there by Vile Rose to at least pick up Hirishin in the end. And they're able to actually go 4-5 for 3, which means that the map now actually belongs to TSB. It was a great engage. We talked it up so many times, and there it actually happened. The double AoE ultimates here from Hirishin and Ehamda paying off even through the bulwark that was up for NK Inc. They just murdered everyone right there, bringing everyone low. DKB actually was coming from the town at that point, so it was beneficial because he came in after the fight had already started, and the dive was not there from Velocity this time because Chris had already used his dash to get onto Arcee Slash and wasn't able to get over there onto DKBinet. So having your AD up last, not the worst of all.
Not really. So it's Maple Street looking at Dragon. He's going to find that one. We just saw an AD carry try to solo it. This guy is backup here, so the rest of Maple Street's block is here, and they're going to be able to take down this Dragon pretty successfully, picking up more gold for Velocity. So how eerily similar is this game? Velocity are up 2,000 gold, and the Salad Bar are winning all the team fights.
It does look strangely reminiscent of our last game there. Velocity, this time it's no surprise that they're taking the objectives. You got Nasus. He comes in and said, yes, this is mine. He's the perennial Dragon Lord over there, able to take it out. Didn't even have to burn his ultimates. And now they're actually moving back over to that Baron area. They're trying to deny the vision once again. Even though the last one didn't work out, they executed a little bit poorly. They were the ones chasing. They're taking all the poke before the team fight starts. And like we said, if you poke down the front line before it starts, that dive, not able to get to DKBinet, and DKBinet is able to clean up.
Okay, so let's see if they can do that cleanup indeed. Right here, it's actually Velocity saying, whoa, you're looking at our mid lane. Let's go ahead and defend that one real quick, as Arcee Slash does put a couple of wards down across the Baron area. Velocity now 5 strong, looking to control this one. Rylays has been completed for Hirishin, and the waves are getting cleared back and forth. They're very close right here.
Yeah, and Ehamda, he did go with that death cap that I was talking about. Going to be a huge boost for them. He did go for the power, and his Requiem going to be a lot more dangerous now. He's got 500 actually, and 33 ability power behind that one.
Okay.
Ooh, this is big. With Maple Street showing bottom, they're going straight for the Baron, and that 500 AP Karthus will melt right through that thing. They just don't have the confidence to do it.
Oof, no, VES does show up there to stop them. Maple Street has to run away and doesn't manage to clear the bottom lane at all. So those will pretty much all die to the turret. Half health turret on the right-hand side of the map. TSB are still trying to turn the screws. They know they've got vision control, at least a little bit. They're looking for Velocity right here. Evanescence gets the wall of pain. Here comes the flash in. Everyone's showing up for this fight. Virus gets killed, but kill falls over, and here comes the battle. Maple Street is alive in the background. Virus forced away, burning down with Ignite. Hamda in the middle of the enemy team. Chris shows up trying to kill off Binet, and he just solos him. Look at him just get dropped right down there. The back brothers in the back line. Hamda falls over. Maple Street now getting shut down. He's going to fall as well. Here comes the Requiem. NK Inc. dies. Now Chris, the only one alive, has nowhere to go, and they're going to get a 5 for 2. The Salad Bar looking hungry.
Yeah, Chris was not going to let DKBinet alone this fight. He stuck on him very well that time, and even was able to body block the Lantern. This is a very nice counterplay that's available when you're going up against Thresh. If you can just stand on top of the Lantern, the save not there for DKBinet. You can tell he was spamming his click, trying to get the Lantern and free out of that one, but he was not able to do it because the massive crocodile body was blocking his way, and they are able to stick on DKBinet, but they lose the fight because the fatality Requiem here coming in from E Honda and just claiming everyone's soul.
Absolutely beautiful by him. So, 6-kill lead for the Salad Bar. The gold, they finally tied it back up. They're on the cusp of I mean, to say that with equal gold, they're on the cusp of 2-0ing Velocity Esports because it just looks that way every time. Virus is being allowed to grab his own blue. Well, he's actually so afraid. No one's even near him, but he's so afraid of taking blue because they have no vision.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous thing when you don't have the ward defense set up. Look at the lack of purple wards on the map here. You can see there's a line just here from Salad Bar that's got all the way up to the front rows of Velocity's base, and there's nothing to answer back for Velocity. The Oracle's paying off right here. Arxie Slash gonna make them worried about Baron.
Indeed, they will be. Of course, DK BNet, though, says, you're worried about Baron. I'm going to farm on the other side of that without teleport. Bring it, guys. And he's going to take some gold for himself. So that AD carry scaling nicely throughout the game. And you can see a slight item lead for him as well. He's got a completed Last Whisper, whereas Maple Street does not.
He's confident going bottom because they won that last team fight and they're heading kills. But the gold is still even. It's very chancy, even if you're the team that's ahead, to show up bottom with someone as important as your AD carry who can't close that distance, because the other team could still go for a Baron of their own. This could be a desperate burn right here. The ultimate popped instantly from NK Inc. So they are all inning this one. Karthus might be the latecomer to check it, but they're bringing it down fairly quickly, and the rest of the team trying to run interference.
They don't have DK BNet. There comes the Wall of Pain. NK Inc. has to stop this one.
It's so low still.
Oh, they're going on Ghost Zero, though. It's a lot of damage. Oh, it's going to be a free kill into Xin Zhao. 1 for nothing. Now, can they turn this one around? Maple Street is trying to run back, get positioning, finding E Honda, finding Hirishin, flashes away from the Wall of Pain. A lot of damage. Chris still holding the front line. Evanescence go very, very low. Gets sniped out by BNet. Honda taking punishment. Hirishin's going to go down. They've found 3 kills so far in this fight. Here comes Requiem. They've survived it so far. And here comes the re-engage from Velocity. Valros looks for light binding. Does not find anything, but it's 4v2 on the map.
Told you the Velocity team was going to be about picks. We got one right there. Good job by Valros. Ghost Zero is getting blown up. And since that's the jungler down, don't have to worry about smite steals. It's just the AD and support on the outside trying to poke.
Ooh, and the poke is pretty strong right there. More like a push. DK BNet down below 1/4 health, mostly just from Valros. Looks for a little bit more punishment, but it's going to be almost definitely their Baron. They're low on health, but no one's there to really stop them. He's going to try for the snipe. He finds Chris. Arxie Slash gets the kill off to Chris. NK Inc. Actually, it's going to be Maple Street last hitting it. Finds the kill on Baron. NK Inc. He's taking more damage from BNet. Can he snipe it? Ooh, that was close.
Just short by inches right there. A little bit more up into that arrow, and he would have had him. He needs a stronger bow. Maybe a long bow.
E Honda actually yelled, I have TP. E Honda, by the way, is the new Zuna. He yells loud enough that I can hear him through headphones across the studio. So I actually know what Honda's calls are. He says, I have TP. He actually called when he was sick, which is how I knew. And he's like, guys, if you're going to push in, I'll be there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's definitely not one to hold on to his globals. As soon as they're up, burn that sucker and get a kill. Now, they definitely have the upper hand. Here, Velocity taking up the Baron buff, and finally another little bit of gold lead. Still down on kills, but the Dragon gonna even this one back out. Never mind. We go back to the coin flip here. The only thing that's really worth showing on this map right now is the middle inhibitor turret down for Velocity.
Yeah.
So the next point at which TSB feel they have the upper hand, they can force a fairly risk-free team fight by going after that undefended middle inhibitor. That point will probably be as soon as Baron buff falls off, because they have been extremely confident in their team fighting abilities, and there's no reason to slack off now. This Baron buff just might be a little bit of a pause button, as people are so fond of saying.
I was going to ask you about that. They do have 3 Baron buffs still up on that VES team. 2 of them were dead as they picked it up right here, but right now, Evanescence just looks like he's going to be helping to clear out the mid lane wave. And they actually, TSB popped Shirley is looking for an engage and couldn't quite find it, but Velocity with Baron buff, they look to be the aggressors here.
So if you're able to at least move around the map and not get caught, it's a great move by TSB, because you're going to force Velocity to also start roaming, and any travel time is much better for Salad Bar than pushing time here from Velocity. If they're going back and forth between lanes, then Salad Bar are happy to take that one.
Okay, so right here, he yells, and they're going to start on this battle. Maple Street not in a good place, but he is invisible right now. The catch on a Ghost here, and here's your look at the damage output there. Maple trying to reposition, gets the KLs as well. Will it be enough? Hamda is just on top of everybody right now. So much damage. Maple falls over. DK beat it with a double kill so far. Hamda does fall over, but here comes Chris. Can he do enough here? He's been man mode all game so far. Looks for Bina, and King is low. Can Bina do anything about this? So low, but NASA will walk out from this one. Bina is the only one alive on the team, and Chris says, you are mine. And look how scary he is. Just mans up that battle, and they win a, 5-for-3.
Yeah, they were a little bit overconfident right there. They didn't respect the Baron buff. They got a catch, a good pick. They were able to just explode Maple Street even before Kale was gonna be in position to ult him. But they paid for that one because after they blew up Maple Street, you still have the Bash Bros coming in, and Baron buff definitely paid off right there. Not only do they answer back with more kills, but they also get a turret.
Oh, that is good for them right there. So you can see the gold lead now growing and growing for Velocity. 3,000 here. These teams are very, very evenly matched, to be fair. We're 40 minutes in, 3 kills separate, 0 turrets separate, and only the 4,000 gold here. So Ghost Zero, again, trying to just recoup some losses, take some minions down in this top lane. Baron is down, Dragon is down. There's nothing much available for these guys. I think I have to reset the map.
I actually find it very interesting that Honda is going for that Zanya's next instead of the penetration that he could go with. You know, you always want that late game penetration from a Void Staff because you're going up against these divers. You're going to have to take down Chris and NK Inc. eventually. It's not like you can avoid these tanks. And even though they're stacking all this magic resistance, you're going to have to, at some point, deal the damage to them. So it would actually be a lot more cost effective as far as damage is concerned to grab that Void Staff like Kennan's doing. But Honda going for that Zanya's feels like he wants to be on the battlefield for a longer period of time.
All right, well, that will be his prerogative. He does have enough money to combine it to Zonya's, but the battle might just be forced a little bit too early. Velocity really on the front steps right here. And the Salbar just trying to wave clear. I'm hoping for Hamda's sake he actually runs back to base and buys that item real quick. But I want to put out a different build as well, because Evaniscus, once again, is building ability power on his support. He's got, again, the Morellonomicon and a blue elixir on his Kale.
Again, Kale is one of those sports that will also benefit greatly from ability power and cooldown reduction. The efficiency of this Morellonomicon has made it very popular with a lot of different supports here. Meanwhile, you know, Thresh down there, probably not one want to go along the same lines. He's gone with the more tanky stats because he does get a little closer when he lands his death sentence. Decides to usually Superman on into the team and get in the fray where he's going to need that survivability that you get from, you know, extra HP of Shurelya's as well as some armor here from a Warden's Mail.
So Velocity are pushing down onto the bottom lane. The Salad Bar trying to hold on to this one. Light Binding does not quite hit. A little bit of damage from Lucent Singularity, though. However, Wall of Pain stops those minions in their tracks, and Salabar have held onto this one. Valros, again, looking for poke. Does not quite land it once more, but low cooldowns, nice amounts of mana. He's still going to look for stuff. Again, Lucent Singularity comes out, finds some damage onto Ehamda, and now this turret will be theirs. Without Baron buff, without anything special, they're starting to siege the map down.
Well, they don't have Baron buff, but they have both blue buffs. The blue buff control, we said at the beginning, was extremely important for both these AP carries. And it really affords Val Rose the 40% cooldown reduction to be able to constantly throw out his light bindings. And if one of those ever lands on DKB net, the combo will just be enough for Velocity to go in. Even if they aren't able to burst down DKB net, that would be enough damage to force him, you know, to the back of the fight so that he will be afraid of being on the front lines and auto-attacking. It will lower the damage output of TSB.
Okay then, so right now it is Velocity actually slowing things down once again. They got that turret, they added another one to the score, so it's now 6. Dragon and Baron are coming back up, so they bought up items and they're saying, great, the Baron dance, it will begin in 15 seconds.
Everybody pull up your chairs. We're gonna have some tango. The Oracle's on Kennen now, and that's actually, that would be my choice as well, because Lightning Rush means that Warden Bates will be a lot less punishing, and especially since Hirshin does build that extremely tanky Kennen that we've gone over with his Zanya's and his and his Rally's Crystal Scepter, would be a lot safer than having you know, someone like DKB Net.
All right, so right now it's Velocity. Again, you're seeing that ward dance. They get put down and die right over and over again. Valros lands the light binding. They're going to go in on Hamda. He's zoning into the initial damage, though, and here comes the engage. Ghost Zero jumps right on in. Down to half health already. Maple3 gets the KO, and he's going to start exploding everybody. Hamda's going to fall over. Chris into the back line, trying to hold on to Hiroshin. Maple3 is still taking more damage, and King's going to fall over. The Requiem does so much damage. However, you've still got most of VES still alive. They've come out of that one 2 for 1 so far, and they're now just forced back to the Salabars. Ghost Zero has no health.
Evaniscus almost has no health too. He barely, again, got out of that one. True to Velocity form, escaping extremely low after the Requiem. Not enough to finish him off. And the two main components of TSB's team fight are down right now. So they have to be scared about this and play the tower defense extremely, extremely carefully. DKB Net didn't even go back for mana here, so they're probably just going to have to give up this inhibitor.
Well, he's going to look for Chris right here. Chris does land the stun light binding. Or sorry, the ult comes off from Lux, but does not quite hit anything there. The pull is there onto Chris. They could have the damage they need. KO comes across. That cooldown reduction is so good from Evaniscus, but they did get the inhibitor for their troubles.
They do come out. Now the pings are immediately onto Baron. You still have to be worried about a counter Baron this late into the game. Even though you just got the upper hand, you feel great. Yes, we won that team fight. We got the inhibitors down. You can't forget about the other objectives that are still up here. As you can see, Velocity doing no such thing. Warding up here and keeping Val Rose on the outside of that Baron. So if TSB even make a move over there, he will be firing off combos constantly to poke them down and dissuade them from trying to answer back.
Well, that's going to be very, very scary then. Right now, the Salabar are playing. They're taking their turn in the ward dance. It seems they're kind of alternating. So, okay, we're going to sweep wards out. You guys have your chance later. We're going to put some pink wards down. Even with an Oracles, they're still putting pink wards down. And they're making sure everything is nice and dark there for Velocity Esports. Of course, these guys, they have light bindings and lucid singularities. They can light up the night a little bit themselves.
Packing their own vision within the champion kit is always really nice. Each team actually does have a way to check bushes, so you don't have to face check. Over on TSB, we have Karthus with many tools, his Wall of Pain as well as Lay Waste. And here Shin can throw shurikens as well. Velocity, like you said, the light binding, a great tool so that you don't end up looking like a fool.
And so right now, Salabar, though, they're actually just going to fool around in the mid lane. Clearing out wards once again. Oh my god, Arxie Slash going to get so rich off of these. More ward gold. DKB Net and Hiroshin actually stealing away that gold. It's his oracles. Let him get the money, dude.
It's a good thing we don't have the crowd here, actually, because the ward cheering, it would just be getting a little tired here.
Whoa.
Several of them have gone down. There's just one last man. Valiant effort in the back of the Baron pit. Oh, he's been targeted. And he explodes in gold confetti as well. And they immediately just explode this Baron. Look at that meltdown so quickly.
So much damage. They're going to go for this one. The blue team picks up Baron Nashor. And there's Hiroshin in the front. King's going to pop down everything that they can. The invasion comes in from Ghost Zero. A beautiful ult comes as well from Varus. Will it lock up Chris? Now Chris is going to get out of range of the box comes across. They're going to run away, but so many slows coming out from Thresh. I think he broke 4 walls in that battle. Ghost Zero stuck in the front. Chris finds the kill. He's on a rampage. Honda trying to put down damage. Another wall of pain comes across. Has to pop Zonius as well. Can he get away from this one? No, he will pop. Vilerose finds another kill. So here comes Requiem. Arxie Slash pushing away Chris. They just find the 2 free kills, though, as no one is dead from Velocity.
Chris is just an unstoppable monster at this point. Built completely tank, and no one can put a stop to his rampage here. He's just diving into the back of the teams here, doing whatever he pleases, disrupting the entire team fights, landing out the stuns and keeping people locked up. They can't get around these these 2 towers here, the Nasus and Renekton.
A beautiful job done by Chris, really. He is absolutely disrupting that enemy team. As you say, he's down at the bottom lane and happily farming away. He doesn't even have anything else to buy at this point. I'm surprised he's taking the farm at all. Got 975 gold currently. We'll see what else he spends it on. Of course, Dragon has gone down, so Velocity, yeah, they lost Baron. They'll take Dragon, and they're still now up 6,000 gold, so they're doing pretty well here.
Yes, both teams are doing pretty well. 28-28, we finally have a tie in kills once again, but it definitely feels like Velocity are the ones in the driver's seat here. because really whoever's won the last team fight always is the one looking to make the next move. And since the middle inhibitor is already down, it makes their job so much easier. All they have to do, siege up around one of the bottom or top turrets and wait for the minion waves to push, force someone from Salad to just be slightly out of position. So slight that just, you know, a few seconds this late in the game of someone not being at your team fight can be a huge difference. That's going to be, could be 1,000 damage in differential damage output during the team fight.
Well, that could be really, really massive. Right here, we're seeing Velocity happily pushing on the bottom side. They have everyone here. Of course, so does the Salad Bar.
So again, here's what we're going to look for. Light bindings from Pile Rose constantly being shot out here. You can see he's just going to keep on trying to poke until they land a good pick on one person. Meanwhile, TSB, there's one pick, and they actually get a Zanya's. That's a huge cooldown that's going to be out of Kennen. When he does go in for the next time, he won't have that failsafe.
This could be risky then. Velocity Esports still shoving on down, using their area of effect abilities and the light bindings to try to put threat onto the Salad Bar. You mentioned the light bindings. Watch as every single one comes out, because that will mark the engage. Will they dive a turret here if they land one?
Easily. No Zanya's down. We've got Karthus at half-life. This is going to be the moment of truth here. Oh, a hook does land onto the worst possible target. Chris, the alligator from space, is not who you want to fight.
And there we go. The turret is falling down below half health. Here comes the engage here from Ghost Zero. Just jumps on in. Ult comes across. Maple Street is still alive. Light just everywhere right here. Here's forced to run away because of no Zonias, and the kills are now coming through. Chris chopping up everybody. Ehamda about to fall down as well. Expunge takes that one down. Double kill for Maple Street, and only one member is dead versus 3 from the Salad Bar. DK BNet forced to run away. He's not going to like this very much. Light just coming through. A triple kill now from Maple Street, and only Hiroshин is alive. Vyros has so little health, but it just might not matter. They're pushing through the base. 2 inhibitors are dead. This could be the Nexus.
Requiem not even coming out from Ehamda. Yes, you did lose that very decisively, and it's probably going to be the game, but he didn't even fire that one off.
Well, instead, it's going to be a slow onto Hiroshин. The second turret going down. There comes the ult as again from Lux, and this Nexus will